Did you struggle to find courage to pursue gaming? I feel like it's scary. Honestly, I kind of fell into it. Like when I was in college, I was going to school for my business marketing degree, and I've been a gamer my whole life. Like I've always really enjoyed playing games, so I needed to get a part-time job while I was in school, and I actually applied and started working at GameStop. And so by the end of college, I was working full-time at GameStop like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I was going to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And when I graduated, because I had gaming related job on my resume, I applied at EA and they hired me. So like for me, pursuing gaming wasn't as scary because I did it from a professional career standpoint instead of a streamer standpoint. Like being a streamer came later. But it was scary quitting my job. I straight up had to sit my boss and my boss's boss down at a table and say, hey guys, I'm quitting my job to become a full-time streamer. That was monk-ass. But it worked out. Here we are. 5 years later, still killing it, still cooking, still, you know, doing the dream, living the dream. But yeah, I mean, it was tough. Like when I was like really like pursuing streaming, I was working full time and streaming full time. So I would get up at 7 a.m., get to work by 8:30, work all day. And again, I lived in San Francisco and the EA office is down in Redwood City. So I would have like an hour and 15-minute commute each way. And I would get home at like 6:37-ish. And then I would stream from like 8 to like 3 in the morning. And then I would sleep for 4 hours and then wake up and go to work and do it all over again. That was tough. But, you know, I was like 25 and just living off being young. Somehow I made it work. But then I left I left EA and I started working at Ubisoft, which thankfully their offices are like downtown San Francisco. So it was like my commute was cut down to like a 25-minute commute. So it was much more manageable, but I was still basically doing the same schedule. It was tough. My overlays are made by nerdordie.com. They have a bunch of really affordable, awesome overlays if you're interested in checking it out. How much different is a 144 hertz monitor to a 75? Like astronomically different. Dope almond. Big difference. Yeah, so when your belly starts getting really big, your skin stretches out really far, and when your skin stretches, your belly gets really itchy. So that's why you have to put so much lotion on your belly. Yeah, so I actually launched Rainbow Six Siege, Goofy. That was the game that I worked on. The reason I started full-time streaming in November is because we launched Rainbow Six Siege November 2015, and I told my boss that I would work on the game through till launch. And then when we launched the game, I put my 2 weeks notice in, and then I became a full-time streamer. I used to pass Ubisoft every day on the Genentech bus. Wait, Genentech is across the street from Ubisoft, isn't it? Isn't it also in Redwood? No, that's Oracle that I'm thinking of. So, fun fact, the Ubisoft building is actually the old Rolling Stones magazine building, their publication building in San Francisco. And when they left that office, Ubisoft took it over. So, pretty cool. Little fun fact. It's a very cool, retro, all brick building. Very nice. So, don't hate me, but I've actually never played Skyrim. So maybe Elder Scrolls 6 will be like my first dip into that pool. I have a really hard time with RPGs. I have two problems with them. One, if it's like a really expansive RPG, I'm a completionist, and then I get really overwhelmed about all the stuff that I have to do. And then two, I end up getting like a little ADD and I kind of get bored of it halfway through. And so there's a lot of RPGs that I haven't finished. Any tips or tricks for new streamers like myself? So I get this question a lot, okay? And maybe I'm just like a mom, but I'm very like realistic with my answer here, so I'm sorry if it comes across a little blunt. But if you're a new streamer, my biggest piece of advice is this. Make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Like, this should be a hobby / passion because you love gaming, and the idea of sharing that love with a community, however small, is like the most appealing thing in the world to you. And if you really want to like kind of make it work, you need to tell everyone in your real life about it. Tell your best friend, tell your friends at school, tell your gym buddies, tell your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your cousins, tell your, dentist, anyone in your life that likes video games. Be like, hey man, I'm doing this thing on Twitch where I play games. If you guys ever want to stop by, I would love to like have you in the stream. We can talk. I think it's a really cool way for us to hang out, whatever it is, because the difference between having 0 viewers and having 5 viewers is actually quite big. And, just don't expect to start streaming and then tomorrow have 200 viewers and you're making like hundreds of thousands of dollars, because that's just not really how it works. I got into streaming really early when there wasn't so many streamers on the platform, and it still took me about 4 years to actually like be able to quit my job and become a full-time streamer. So just make sure you really enjoy it. Set a schedule, if you're consistent with your schedule, allows your viewers to know exactly when to come back to your stream and when you'll be live. Find out what your shtick is. So, are you really good at video games? Are you really funny? Like, do you have crazy good chat interaction? Do you do giveaways? Are you a charity streamer? Are you PG, family friendly? Are you a troll streamer, a memer? Whatever it is, like, find a streamer that you really enjoy their content and that meshes with your personality, and find what like works for you, Not everyone's the same. You don't watch me for the same reasons you watch someone else. So yeah. Is that a good answer? That's the best answer I get. That's the answer I consistently give when people ask me that question. What's the best streamer event or meetup you've ever been to? Oh, good question. I think the first E3 Fortnite tournament / stream thing was the coolest. It was in this giant stadium. There were so many celebrities, like rubbing elbows everywhere you turn. There's like an A-list celebrity, actor, musician, athlete, whatever, and we were all hanging out in the same room. And then we went on stage and we played in the Fortnite tournament, and I'm sitting there already nervous. And this guy who's like in production walks over and he's like, just letting you guys know there are over 8 million people and counting watching the stream right now. 8 million and counting. And I'm just like buckets. I just start sweating, dude. I'm freaking out now. But it was a really cool event. That was probably one of the scariest things I've ever done, for sure. It was a lot. Yeah, I really, what I will say, generic, one of the things I really like about streaming Destiny is the community is actually so chill about like helping other people who are getting into the game or have questions or whatever. Sometimes they get a little bit elitist with like meta guns and like meta roles and stuff like that, and everyone has an opinion on what gun's the best. But overall, most people are really chill and helpful and like, want to just see other people play Destiny. So I've been really enjoying the community for sure. Am I family friendly? I am during sponsored streams, but no, I am not family friendly. I curse like a sailor, and I am very no BS. So if people want to come in here and be little meanie butts, I have a bad habit of putting them in their place. I remember one of my favorite moments was watching one of the first Fortnite tourneys as you just destroyed, I think it was Myth or a super good player on the main channel stream. Like the one time it happened, Tokyo. I think I killed CDN is who I killed, if I remember correctly. And I was like hyped, bro. Was the first game I ever played like in my life? My mom bought me a Game Boy when I was 4. Was visiting my aunt in Japan. She bought me a Game Boy and I played Kirby, and it was like my favorite game in the whole world. Oh, can you guys see that? I'm so curious if you can see when he kicks. Like all of a sudden my stomach will be like, and it's really creepy and weird and so alien, but also really cool. Is my boyfriend the dad? Yes, he is. What's my favorite scary movie? I don't know. I'm not like super into scary movies. I like scary movies, but I would not consider I would not be like, this is my favorite. I'll watch it, get scared, and be like, cool, that was fun. Never again. What's my favorite food? Noodles. Asian noodles like pho or ramen, Italian noodles, anything pasta related. I just love noodles. Noodles are my jam, bro. I also really like mashed potatoes. I love carbs. Love carbs. Do I like sushi? I effing love sushi, and it's been really sad to me that I can't have like traditional sushi, but you know, I've actually had a new love for vegetarian sushi. So like an avocado roll or like a tempura vegetable roll. They're actually so good. So that's been the compromise. I'm currently playing a lot of Destiny 2. I did play Apex when it first came out, and I was like really, really into the community. I was really obsessed with it. I played it every day. I did all the tournaments. I did all the stuff with Apex, and then the community kind of fell off, and so it was like primarily all pros in Predator like level, and then they added SBMM, and I was done with the game. SBMM killed it for me. Do I have fun streaming? I do. I have one of the coolest jobs in the world, you know? I get to play video games for a living and have a really awesome community that I get to hang out with every day. So, doesn't get better than that. I love games. I love gaming. I still have a lot of fun with it. I mean, I will say it's taken a little bit of the joy out of gaming because it does feel more like work than before I was a streamer, but it's still awesome. Hold up. Is that a person inside of a person? Yeah, bro. I got a tiny person inside of my person. If streamers have to have a shtick, what's yours? I don't know. I keep it real. Some people think I'm kind of funny. Sometimes I'm like decent at video games. And people like when I roast my chat. People like it when I roast people, but I can't do it on front page. So if you want the roasty version of me, you'll have to come back at a later date. You can only sleep on your side, Andy. You can't sleep on your back because the weight from your uterus and your baby presses on like one of the major arteries in your back. And so it can be kind of dangerous for moms who sleep on their back. And you can't sleep on your stomach because you got a big baby in the way. So the only position that you're supposed to sleep in when you're pregnant is on your side. How tall am I? I'm 5'6". I didn't look really big. Yeah, it's definitely all belly. It's funny because like it's really hard to see what I actually look like when I'm sitting down because this camera angle is really deceiving. But like standing up, it's like I'm real. Like the rest of me is stayed really skinny, and then it's just literally the baby belly that's it. It's just, and he's moving down finally. He was sitting really high, so he was like up here until like a week ago, and then he's moving down now because we're getting prepared to have the baby. So he's actually moving down. His head's down low now, and his feet are up, and it's just so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable.